Hi friends, I'm Julia, here today with your Yoga for Splits flow. This practice will help improve your flexibility in your hamstrings, glutes, and thighs, helping you to get to your splits over time. It includes both dynamic and static stretches that will help you get closer to your front splits. So if you're ready, let's begin. So we're going to start this practice kneeling at the back of our mat. We're going to step forward with our right foot into a lunge with our knee on the mat, and we're going to move through our lunge flows, moving back and forth. So lunging forward and then shifting our hips back, squaring off our hips, stretching through our hamstring. So we're going to flow back and forth, and we have an option to find 2 yoga blocks to come up onto, maybe coming onto fists for wrists. Shifting forward and back, really waking up our hip, lengthening through our hamstring, shifting forward and back, lengthening through our hip flexor when we're forward, and stretching through our hamstring when we're back. We're going to meet back in the kneeling position and then step our left foot forward into the lunge. We're going to shift back and forth, maintaining our flat back, maybe lifting up through our center, waking up our hips, lengthening through our hamstring, our glutes, and our thigh. Shifting forward and back, meeting both knees together in the all-fours position. We're tucking under our toes, lifting our knees and hips up to the sky to our down dog position. Walking the dog, we're going to lift up one heel at a time, shifting back and forth. Lifting up one heel and reaching the other heel down to the mat. We're lengthening through our calf muscles and our hamstrings, strengthening our arms, reaching both heels down, really relaxing into the stretch, lifting our hips up to the sky, maybe a bit further, maybe finding a slight arch. We bend our knees and lengthen, bend them again and lengthen, bend our knees and straighten. Bend once again, and we're going to walk our feet to meet our hands at the front of our mat, meeting in our forward fold, maybe choosing to bend and straighten our knees. We're lengthening through our calf muscles and our hamstrings here. Opening our arms, we swan dive all the way up, looking to the sky, opening up our arms and meeting our hands at heart center. We reach up again, a nice cleansing inhale. We swan dive down to our forward fold. Now we're going to bend one knee at a time, really stretching through our hamstring in this deep stretch, releasing through our neck and upper back, bending one knee at a time in our forward fold, straightening both knees, bending. We're going to step back with our left foot back. Reaching our hands above our head, we come into our crescent warrior. Our heel is up in the back. Placing our hands on the mat, we lower our knee, untucking our toes, reaching our hands above our head once again, and place our hands on the mat. Really lengthening through our hip flexor. We're going to move both of our hands inside our leg, coming into our lizard position, lifting up our knee, maybe coming down onto our forearms. We're in a deep hip flexor, opening stretch in our lizard position. Allowing our right knee just to open up, maybe lowering our knee down to the ground. We're going to place our hand back on the other side of our foot. We're going to shift back into our hamstring stretch, squaring off our hips. Our right leg is extended long. We're maintaining our flat back, stretching through our hamstring and our calf muscle. Bending the right knee, tucking under our toes in the back, our left toes. We take a big step back to our down dog, allowing ourselves to go a bit deeper here. Maybe lifting up our hips just a bit more. Lifting up, left leg up to the sky. We're going to shift forward, bending our knee, meeting in our pigeon position. Our left leg is bent in front of us. Our right leg is extended out behind us. We can either stay sitting up in this hip opener, or we can release forward, coming onto our forearms, or just releasing over our leg. Focusing on our breath here, really breathing, relaxing into the stretch. Taking deep, cleansing breaths. Just letting go. Looking up, we're placing our hands back on the mat. We're placing our weight into our hands, tucking under our back toes. We're taking a big step back to our down dog. Holding here for a moment. Bending our knees and straightening. Walking our feet to meet our hands, meeting in our forward fold. Bending our knees, we swan dive up, meeting our hands above our head into heart center. Reaching up again, opening up our arms, we swan dive down. Straightening our knees, we're going to bend one knee at a time. Lengthening through our hamstring, really releasing here, maybe going a bit deeper than we did before. Letting go of our neck. Stepping back, this time with our right foot back into a lunge, our low lunge. We're going to scoot our back foot in, reaching our hands above our head into our crescent warrior position, holding here, and then lowering our hands to the mat. Releasing into our low lunge, we're going to walk both hands to the inside of our knee, coming into our lizard position, maybe lowering down to our forearms, our knees up. Really releasing through our hip flexor, opening up here, allowing our left knee to open up to the side. Just letting go. Releasing here. Lowering our knee down, we're going to place our hands around our front foot and we're going to shift back. Shifting into our hamstring stretch. Releasing here. We're going to shift back into our lunge, shifting our hips forward, tucking under our toes. We're taking a big step back to our down dog. Releasing here, maybe going a little bit deeper, really allowing ourselves to go deeper into the stretch. Bending our knees and straightening. Bending once again and straightening. Bending and lengthening. We reach our right foot up to the sky in our three-legged dog, and we're going to shift forward, bending our knee in front of us, untucking our toes in the back. So our right leg is bent, our left leg is long, extended behind us in our pigeon position. Maybe just sitting up tall, or maybe releasing over our leg. We also have the option to place a yoga block or a pillow underneath our hip. Releasing over our leg, allowing the muscles in our hip just to relax in this deep stretch. Looking up, we're placing our hands back down on the mat, tucking under our toes in the back. We're going to take a big step back to our down dog. Holding here for a moment, bending our knees and straightening. We're going to walk our feet to meet our hands, meeting in our forward fold at the front of our mat. Bending our knees, we swan dive up, meeting our hands at heart center. We're going to make our way into a seated position on our mat. We're extending one leg out in front of us and the other leg is bent behind us in our modified splits position. Feel free to come into any position that is comfortable for you, maybe finding a yoga block or a pillow to put underneath your hip. Feel free to sit up in this position or release forward over your leg in this modified splits position. Really releasing here. We're lengthening through our hamstring and our calf muscles. Releasing over our leg. Just relaxing into this deep stretch. Walking our hands back slowly. We're going to extend our left foot out in front of us. If we had our left foot back, maybe placing our right foot behind us now, bent. Our left leg is extended out in front of us, and we're going to release forward in our modified splits position. Coming to whatever position may feel comfortable for us in this present moment. Releasing into a deep stretch. Really breathing into the stretch. Releasing over our leg. Walking our hands back slowly, we're going to extend our right foot out in front of us. We're going to shake both legs out, releasing any tension, just letting go, sitting up tall. We're making our way to a lunge with our left foot back behind us. We're going to tuck under our toes. And we're slowly going to lower ourselves down to whatever version of the splits is within our practice today. We can lower down into our full splits, or we can stay up, propping ourselves up on our hand. Trying to square off our hips. Just releasing here. Maybe choosing to sit up here. Welcoming this deep stretch. We're slowly going to come out of this splits position, bending our right knee, coming back into our lunge position with our knee on the mat, and we're going to shift our leg back, meeting our knees together, and then releasing into our child's pose, finding a moment of relaxation here. Letting go, letting our forehead just rest on the mat. And then walking back into our kneeling position. We're now going to shift with our left foot forward into a lunge. And we're going to walk our toes forward as much as we can today into our splits position, either propping ourselves up or lowering down into our full splits, whatever is within our practice today. No worries if we're not fully in our splits. We're just working towards this goal. Releasing here. Maybe allowing ourselves to go a bit deeper into the stretch. Maybe sitting up, or maybe releasing forward over our front leg. We're going to walk our hands back, slowly shifting our weight into our hands, meeting back in our lunge, bending our front knee. And then shifting back, meeting both knees together. We're going to release into our child's pose. Maybe taking a moment to thank ourselves for taking time to focus on our flexibility, working towards our goal of the splits today. Just relaxing here, letting go of any tension, just focusing in on our breath. We're going to walk our hands back, rolling up through our spine, swiveling around our legs. We're meeting in our cross-legged seated position. And together we take a cleansing inhale, reaching up, and exhale, hands to heart center. And together we say, Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today for this flexibility practice, working together towards our front splits. Let me know how you're feeling after in the comments below and anything that you'd like to see in a future video. If you enjoyed this practice, don't forget to click that thumbs up and subscribe to stay up to date with new yoga practices coming soon.